Okay, so today we're gonna do a text breakdown on the stuff that you shouldn't be doing if you want to invite a girl on a date, because that shows that you have no leadership skills. You are putting the onus on her to make the date, and that is not what you want to do unless you want to break attraction as soon as possible. Okay, so what is wrong with what you like to do on dates? You're asking her opinion. You don't have any idea what you want to do, so therefore you put the burden onto her. If you invite a girl on a date, you want to make it seamless, you want to make it simple, and also it defines your reality. When you show where you want to go on a date to the girl, you're communicating to her, that's the way I live my life, right? You're not there to be, oh, how can I serve you, my lady? Do you see? So it's like, what activities do you like to do for dates? Coffee, museum, walk in the park, movies? None of this. To be honest, he's asking for it. Even if what she says is true, none of this. It's like, she might as well ask. Oh, let's see how far he's going to go to please me. All right, let's look what he says after. Lol. So then what? Again, he's basically like, oh, what do you want? What do you want? It's a bit like when you ask a girl, it's like, what do you want to eat? And she's like, I don't know. But it's like, you have to lead and tell her, because whatever venue you choose, you're indirectly communicating to her, that's my world. And also helps you establish whether or not there's compatibility. When you ask her what she wants, is that you don't want to allow compatibility to create itself. It's indirect. And when you do that, you're telling her, I want us to win. But when you tell her, I want us to win, you can't get pure prize discovery because you want that win. The girl be like, oh, he's desperate. Why? Because if you didn't really care about the bitch, you just go and do the shit that you want to do, and then she can come in or she can fuck off. But here, typical placating. There's also another part, which is, if you're putting yourself in the girl's shoes, what you're saying is, I'll make myself your servant. You don't want to do that. Okay? And she may use that as a way to test you, and she may not even be genuine when she says none of this. Say, for example, you said, oh, let's go for a walk in the park. And then if she says no, then you get the true meaning of where she's coming from. Here, you're just asking her to give you the kibosh. Real dates. And then what do you consider a real date? I mean, again, this is, I understand you can play coy, you can play dumb, etc., etc. But at this point, what does that mean? That means you're clueless in this context. And it's like, why would she want to deal with a clueless guy? You show no leadership, you show no initiative, and you make yourself the variable, not the constant, to the girl. If I have to tell, it isn't worth it. And that confirms to me even more that she was actually disgusted by his passiveness to the whole situation. You're a man, you lead, you say, okay, well, this is where we're going, when are you available? That's it. And the thing is, she could have just said, oh, I want a dinner date. Oh, I want drinks at a rooftop bar. Oh, I want, God knows what, going to the opera. I don't know. But when you do this, you're really telling her, I'm not worthy unless you tell me what is worth to you. And some guys will tell you, oh, she just wanted a dinner date, or she just wanted a free meal and everything. But it's like they're not even picking up on the indirect signal that he gives. What do you like to do on dates? She's like, huh? As in? Well, like what activities do you like to do for dates? Coffee, museum, walk in the park, movie, etc. At that point, she can see and she can sense the guy has no agency. None of this, right? And she's like, she must be laughing. If I was a bitch, I'd be laughing. Well, so then what? Real dates. And real dates doesn't matter only the venue. What matters is the premise of how did you invite that person. You may be surprised because sometimes you'll find that she may not necessarily be cool about doing XYZ activity on a date, but because you did it with confidence and assertiveness, she'll be fine with it. I'll give you an example. I don't normally do dinner dates for the first date, but once there was this girl, I know that she was used to nice type of dates. And I asked her, oh, what are you doing on Thursday? Oh, I'm having a dinner with this charming Frenchman. And I was like, wow, that's gay. What do I mean by that? I normally don't do dinner dates, but just because of the way she framed it and how seamless and smooth it was, I accepted it. And women function like that as well. How you smooth your way in can actually make her accept things that she would not accept. So bear that in mind going forward. Anyway, this is a short text breakdown so you can actually see the underlying dynamics and the indirect messaging that you do by showing passiveness and how her response can change and it doesn't necessarily mean what it says. And at the end of the day, she didn't even tell him what the real date was, but she got the egg because the guy had the backbone of jellyfish. Anyway, if you like this, subscribe. And if you want to have any feedback on your texting, you can just go on the link below with AskChatAI and screenshot your text, and it'll give you a feedback. It'll give you the sub-communication of the girl and what she says. Even if you're a girl, you can do that. There's no gender bias. And it can suggest your responses so that you don't find yourself in a situation like this. And if you want to actually improve your text game, I wrote about 70 pages on my course, and there's about 2 hours worth of content that enables you to avoid this type of bullshit. Anyway, on this, I'll see you next time.